So we get the famous Hawaii 5-0 in that opening cave, that Bookum Dano. That very well might be a penalty cave.
I believe it is, but with no rupees, doesn't really make a difference.
Yep, if you're going to find one of those door repair charge caves, that's the time to find it. First secret, and it's worth a whopping 40. That is the maximum amount a medium secret can be worth, and we see that both of them find that same medium secret.
Yeah, definitely a good boost early on, especially if you can find a cheap candle or some cheap bombs early on. Will make it easier to start clearing out sections that you have to skip without those items and come back later. You never want to backtrack if you can avoid it.
MPainTrain has the darker colored tunic Link sprite, and we have Myria having the Zelda sprite. And yep, Bookum Dano is the penalty, so it's going to cost Myria 22 rupees.
Yeah, and MPainTrain took a death right there under the Armo screen. That is a tough one. Those screens can be really difficult, especially if Lionel show up or anything like that. Very narrow passageways, you're at low hearts, but you want to see if that Armos item is up there because it's a good advantage early.
Absolutely. And speaking of advantages early, remember how hard that white sword was in the last race? We found the white sword now.
So yeah, not a bad place for it. It's a little bit out of the way, but there's a couple of ways of getting to that screen, especially if you're comfortable with screen wrap glitches.
Nothing of interest behind vanilla level 3. Oh, and just got sorted by those Lionels. Did MPainTrain gonna have to make another try at it?
Yeah, that's a tough start. I've had race starts like that where I just cannot make it through those couple of screens. And
see a potion shop at the far southwest corner of Hyrule for Myria.
MPainTrain making his way over. Decided not to go back for the Armos. That might bite him later if he's not able to get enough hearts for the magic sword and doesn't realize that the white sword is over there, or might come back later when he doesn't feel as much at risk of dying.
Myria's in the graveyard. They're going to go ahead and look behind that gravestone where the vanilla magical sword is. What do we find there? It is the shop where we find a magical sword for magical shield for 118 and some meat for 107. So expensive meat there.
Yeah, but good to keep track of in case that is required later on. But it is quite a bit out of the way.
Myria heading for vanilla level 6, and we do find a level behind vanilla level 6. What do we have here?
We'll have to see what this is. We've got a single block room.
If level 6 is behind level 6, we know what to say.
Fred.
Aquamentus awaits with the wrap. That's the hint for level 1. And there's nothing else that Myria can do there, so gonna get out of there, and I think it might very well be level 6 and level 6. We've got that marked right now.
Yeah, I believe it is. Our host has marked it that way. Our scorekeeper.
Fred! Alright, so we've got MPainTrain making his way into the desert. And oh, look at this find for Myria here.
The Armos item is the silver arrows. That is a big find. Doesn't have to worry about that hiding in level 9 or hiding someplace difficult. One of the two absolutely required items. That and, of course, the bow to fire them.
Ooh, speaking of finds, Myria has found the wooden swords, so now she's got some attack power going right next to those silver arrows. So, Death Mountain containing all the goodies so far.
An early lead there to have those two items, but unfortunately takes a death right away after picking that up. But has a chance to explore some more around in different directions if they didn't want to continue up in the Death Mountain area.
Fred! Triforce room in the Triforce room for MPainTrain!
Are we sure we randomized these seeds?
Yeah, well, let's see what level that they're at. I think it looks like that MPainTrain's in level 1.
Yeah, I believe so. And we get the corridor room there.
Yeah, that corridor room where the Aquamentus normally lies, but without a weapon, can't do anything else.
Yeah, it's tough when you find dungeons early on without a weapon. It's good to explore, but it's easy to get stuck and you're just wasting time if you can't get where you need to go. MPainTrain finds another bait shop, and that's actually I believe the third one we've seen. So it is fairly common. There's a couple different places to buy it, including at level 1. So if the bait ends up being required, in that unlikely case, our racers will be able to find it not without too much difficulty.
Well, good find here for MPainTrain. Finds the letter which he can show to the potion shop keeper, and that'll allow him to buy some potions. But given that it's so early in this race, I don't expect him to show that letter until much later, if he does go ahead and buys potions for perhaps level 9.
Yeah, don't want to sit through that text every single time when you find potion shops unless you have to. Of course, with no money, you're not going to be buying potions anyways.
That is true. Oh, a bonus cave discovery from MPainTrain. Goes ahead and takes the candle. I agree with this move here, Core Zero.
Yeah, if I find one of those caves early, I always take the candle first. I'm always worried about what I need right at that moment. And even though the heart containers are nice for picking up the sword, one is that he does not know where the white sword is, which could change his decision. And also, right now, you need that candle.
Myriachan follows suit, also finds a bonus cave, and also picks up the blue candle.
Yep. And a voice in my head points out that the letter was at the letter cave. So, again, Fred, what is going on?
So now we have discovered the price of arrows being 94 rupees, and the blue ring a modest 239 rupees. So that could come into play if red ring is deep in some of these dungeons. MPainTrain finds a crucial hint that meet the old man close to stars. So now there's a general idea of where Mags is.
Yeah, and having it close to start means the racers are likely to find it and also to have a chance to pick it up before they head into the late game, into level 9, some of those last levels.
Yep, and MPainTrain has found the Take Any Road.
And Myriachan finds a level up here on Death Mountain, heading towards Spectacle Rock.
This could be level 3.
It is looking that way.
And if that's the case, then Myriachan would be looking for a corridor staircase. Gets a heart container, so that's a nice find, giving her 4 hearts.
Yep, that puts White Sword within reach. A 1/3 chance to be able to pick that up after getting out of this dungeon.
That is correct. In the randomizer, White Sword requirement is anywhere from 4 hearts to 6 hearts. Well, this could be level 2, perhaps. This is level 2, actually. This is not level 3. The desert room was what gave it away. It looked like it might have been level 3, but yeah, it's looking like level 2 with that desert. So the item in level 2 would be on the ground instead. It could be a drop room, or it could just be on the ground by itself.
And it could have been that heart container as well. It could very easily be that there's 2 heart containers in this dungeon.
That is correct, because again, level 2, the only level in Vanilla Zelda 1 not to have a staircase. There's the Triforce all by itself, surrounded by these fires. Nice move there to get a full complement of bombs. A little bit cheaper meat there at 80. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to point out. Find the cheaper bait shop And again, not too far away from start.
Hint Cave, where level 9 was in the last race, so not going to buy any hints at this time with just 40 rupees.
Yeah, I don't believe we've seen a large secret yet, so money still at a premium. Don't know if there's going to be enough to splurge on hints or secondary items yet.
MPainTrain discovering a potion shop makes the wise move not to show the letter yet. And yep, now the map indeed definitely confirms it was level 2, but yeah, the desert room was what made it possible that it wasn't level 3.
Yeah, if it had been level 3, that desert room would have been the standard yellow color despite the dungeon palette.
And there's another bonus cave find for MPainTrain. That'll give him 4 hearts and a 1 in 3 chance of picking up the white sword.
Myria picks up the Triforce and is thus on the board.
Yep, they both have 1 Triforce piece. Myria's got the one for level 2, MPainTrain the one for level 1. Found another secret for 40 rupees and finds another bait shop.
A whole lot of meat just lying around Hyrule.
Another secret find for MPainTrain. This one's worth just a mere 6, so now we see that the small secret is worth well below the average of 10. It can be worth anywhere from 1 to 20. Speaking of secrets, a huge secret find where level 9 normally is for Myria, worth almost what you'd find in Zelda 1, just a little bit less than the 100.
Yeah, so overall that works out, I think, in the player's favor, where that mid-secret is so above average. They'll find mostly those secrets, that mid-secret, so that'll work out for them.
Right, because there's only 3 large secrets and 4 small secrets. The rest of the secrets are the medium-valued ones, of course.
Myria also finding the blue ring there, so we'll be able to make note of that and pick that up later.
Purchase the arrows in that shop. That's going to come in handy if Myria can find the bow. Very useful against Gomas and, of course, Pole's voices. That's right. She forgot she picked up the silver arrows now, didn't she? And in fact, I forgot that she picked up the silver arrows because you don't expect somebody with silver arrows to buy wooden arrows.
Yeah, that is a good catch, so a little bit of a waste of money there. But it's easy to forget when you don't have a bow when you're not using them. I know I regularly forget that I have items when I'm walking around. You just get used to dealing with not having much in your inventory when you're playing Randomizer.
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe she just wanted to help the economy of Hyrule, because who knows, maybe times are tough in Hyrule right now. Hard to say. Level 9 has been discovered by MPainTrain. It's where vanilla level 8 is.
So we're a little bit randomized, but
thankfully.
Still, I think Fred needs to check out for some bugs here in the program.
Interesting. She decided not to buy the bait, even though she had enough money to do so for Myria. Oh, gonna go ahead and up an A and avoid paying this penalty here. Look at the Moblins guarding vanilla level 2. Down to half a heart. Look out. Can MPainTrain make it to vanilla level 2? Yes. Almost got sniped by that red Octarch. And we do find a level in vanilla level 2. Man, so many levels behind vanilla levels in this seed.
Yeah, it's an interesting distribution, and also a good find when you're at that low health. You can up an A right away, get some of it back, so you're not as worried about having to just be bounced right back to the start of the map.
This is looking like a level 8 here, Core Zero, since we've already discovered level 1. And yep, I'm pretty sure this is level 8. And look at this, a 4-headed Gleeok in the Gleeok room. Fred!
finds a key, and it's good to note that both of our players still a little low on keys, even though we have found level 1 and level 2. They'll want to pick up more.
Very key hint that Myria just purchased is that the Lord Banana was in level 2, and if you remember, she did not pick up that item that was in level 2, so now she knows she doesn't have to go back to level 2.
Yep, comforting knowledge to know that the choice you made to avoid it is the right one. Always a bit of a risk whenever you leave an item in a level until late in the game when you have more information.
Especially if that item you haven't found yet is the silver arrows, but again, not going to be a factor in this seed.
MPainTrain deciding to not gamble with the small amount of money.
Can't blame him. Now MPainTrain making his way to vanilla level 5. We'll see what's behind there in just a moment. What do we have here? Ooh, it's a secret, so he'll be happy about that. How much is it worth? 40 rupees.
Not bad. Could definitely be worth for the time taken to head up there.
And Myria finding another free cave. Going to pick up the heart container. Now a 2 out of 3 chance of picking up the white sword. Ooh, bomb's really expensive, but hey, that magical shield's pretty cheap at 75 rupees.
Yeah, the magic shield can be a nice luxury pickup if you just have money coming out of your ears, but most racers we don't see pick it up just because there is a risk of it being lost to a like, and it doesn't help you too much in the long run.
True. It's something that we might see picked up much later in the race. I wouldn't expect anybody to pick it up early for the reasons you just said. Likes can eat your shields if you're not careful. Another 40 rupees for Myria. She has 131 rupees to her name.
Likely to assume that she's saving them up for a blue ring at this point, but then again, when you find a shop, sometimes you're tempted to just buy whatever you can find so that it doesn't get stolen from you.
Another level discovered by MPainTrain that had a Chevy room in it. We're thinking it's level 4.
Yeah, with what we have discovered so far, that is definitely a good guess.
We're now going to find out what that coastal item is. Ooh, the magical wand. That's a nice find.
Yeah, not required, but definitely a good boost to offensive power, especially if you're just hanging out with the wood sword.
Plus, if you have the magical wand and not the book, and you can do a nice little zapper sword trick on Patras.
Yep, makes clearing them out a little easier, makes you go just a little bit faster.
Magical wand also does the same amount of damage as a white sword, so if we can find that ladder, yeah, that magical wand definitely can come in handy, but we'll see if it does come into play, because if ladder's found late, even a magical wand sometimes loses its luster. So I've seen seeds where the magical wand was dodged if it was found way late.
And Myria has found level 3 now, unlike what we thought earlier. This is definitely level 3. And MPainTrain dies before being able to get in the White Sword Cave again. Still does not know what's under that Armos.
Boy, my goodness gracious. And, yeah, see, level 3 does have a desert room. So, what Myria's going to be looking for is she's going to be looking for a corridor staircase. That staircase is going to have the one item that's in level 3. Oh, just got bodied by those gorillas.
Yeah, it took a boomerang to the face, and that does hurt. It's 1 heart of damage without any sort of defense. And at only 5 hearts, that is significant.
Nice kill there in the desert room for Myriachan, picking up a key, and oh shoot.
Yeah, kind of a tricky room to deal with what she's got right now. So decides pop in, back out, see if we can get a more favorable spawn, perhaps.
You know, I just realized something, Core Zero. In that last race, we didn't discover either shoot room. What are the odds?
Well, depends on where you go in level 3 and level 9. There are only 2 of those rooms in the entire game.
Ooh, and speaking of the shoot room, that's where the Triforce is, and Myria picks it up. That's her second one.
Good find, but you have to think she'll go back in, yep, for the item. 3 is a very easy dungeon, especially with this Guerrilla set. I would definitely be going back in to find the item. No reason to skip it.
Yep, level 3, easy enough, as you said. So now we see that MPainTrain going back to level 6. That was well worth the fight. Gets a complement of bombs, and that means Myriachan now has the full 8 to explore the rest of level 3.
Yeah, very useful in level 3 because you can bomb through nearly every wall if there's not a door there, or of course just a complete block.
Ooh, MPainTrain was probably hoping that that would be the item rune. Instead, it's just a corridor to another part of level 6. Again, still does not have a sword. Myriachan has found the corridor staircase, so we're about to find out what is going to be behind level 3's item room. Gonna take out these gorillas first to get another key, and what do we have here? We have the magical key. What a find!
That is great. Doesn't have to worry about keys for the rest of the run. And this early on, that is great relief. You don't have to search for keys. You don't have to worry about using them. Definitely an advantage there.
Yes, indeed. So that will not be a factor in level 9. The silver arrows are not going to be a factor in level 9. So I guess the only thing I can think of that could be a factor in level 9 is perhaps the bait and, of course, bombs.
Yep, and of course at this point neither of our runners have the ladder either, so no picking up the coast item, and that's usually required even though it strictly doesn't have to be required. It almost always is.
Yeah, there's that ever so slight chance that the ladder is not required to be a seed if everything falls into place, but the odds of that are just too great for that to happen. I mean, you're looking at everything being laid out, not in ladder-blocked rooms, and level 9 not being ladder-blocked. Yeah, the odds of that, not good. Silvers were the Armo statue item. And the item in level 2, though it wasn't discovered, we know it via a hint. The item in level 2 is Lord Banana. Now Myriachan has found herself into level 8. Or is she in 1? No, she's in 8.
Yep, buddy four-headed Gleeok there to block the way.
And finally, the wooden sword has been picked up by MPainTrain. Relieved to find it, but given that it's almost 25 minutes into the race, got to be a little frustrated.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to wait that long, but sometimes it's your path through the game just it leaves you without a weapon for a while. You have to adapt to those situations.
Plus, MPainTrain has discovered those silver arrows behind the Armo statue, so now he can finally get to some dungeons and take care of some of these items and Triforce pieces. So, but again, Myria having a little bit of a head start on MPainTrain, but again, no one's found that ladder. We'll see if that comes into play later on.
Yeah, definitely with Randomizer, almost no lead is safe.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And now we see that one of the items in level 1 is the raft. Now, the raft in level 1 could be on the ground where you have to defeat all the enemies, could be on the ground just lying there, or it might be consumed within an enemy. And then the other item is going to be found in a diamond-shaped staircase.
Yep, and generally 1 is a dungeon you'll clear fully for both items if you find it. Just because it is small and does have 2 items, so it's a lot of benefit for not a lot of time spent.
Ooh, Aquamentus here in a very fiery room. Nice kill, though, and gets a heart there in the process. Has 2 hearts now. Gotta be careful, though. You never know what you're going to find. 1 hit, you could be done.
Myria finding out that the Triforce in this level is ladder blocked.
Yep, so bad news for her. She's going to have to go back into that level later in order to get that Triforce again. That was level 4 with that Chevy room.
And that also means the item in level 4 is level blocked, so is ladder blocked, so it is not the ladder.
Yeah, if it is the ladder, we've got ourselves a serious problem.
Then we really will be calling for Fred.
For sure. All right, so Myria is going to go ahead and make an attempt at the white sword here. 2 and 3 chance of picking it up. Can she do it? Yes, she can. So white sword for Myria. That is really big.
Doubles your offensive power, and you want to get that as soon as you can. And generally, you'll frequently see racers finish the game with the white sword just because in a lot of cases you can't pick up the magic sword. You only have about 10 or 11 hearts, and you could need up to 14 to pick up the magical sword.
Indeed. Not going to go for it because it is a race, but it's nice to have magical sword, but definitely not required to beat this game. White sword is pretty much the norm. And another Triforce pickup in level 6 for MPainTrain, so he has tied up the score in that category.
That's good, but no item, so he'll head back in. A good decision, I think. Unfortunately, does have to go clear that single block room out again just to get over into the main area of the dungeon.
Fortunately, it's just Keese, though.
Or does not, actually.
Found a corridor staircase. Maybe the item is here. I think it is. What do we have here? The power bracelet. So now MPainTrain is finished with level 6, going to make another play to another level.
So we still have not found level 5, I believe. So there is a possibility that it is hiding under one of those power bracelet spots.
That is true. We just never know. That is what MPainTrain is going to do right now. Finds a secret, however, so going to add to his rupee total another 40. Has 215 rupees, almost enough to purchase that blue ring.
Myria headed into level 1.
Yep, going to find that raft and another item that could be key, so we will find out in mere minutes. Look at this, another Triforce. Well, we already knew that because MPainTrain already has the Triforce in level 1, so that's the third Triforce pickup for Myria.
1, 2, and 3. It's like we're playing the regular game.
Indeed, except speedrunners who usually speedrun this usually start with level 3, but they can start anywhere they like. But yeah, when you normally play it as a casual player, yeah, you go 1, 2, 3. Exactly right.
MPainTrain now maxed out on rupees, so if he knows where there is the blue ring, we'll likely go pick it up.
Also, if he finds another secret, he can just avoid it and save it for later if he were to need extra rupees. And is going to show the letter right now, MPainTrain does. We find that the blue potions were for 34 rupees and the red potion cost 63 rupees. So a bit of a break for buying the red potion this time around.
Myriachan finds the diamond staircase in level 1, so in a moment we'll see what item she is rewarded with.
And it is the raft, which was one of the items that was advertised by the hint shop earlier. Or not the shop, but in level 6.
Yeah, so likely we'll keep searching level 1 for the other item. The raft is nice to have, but there's a low chance it's required, only 2 spots that it reveals.
Right, it's a nice item to have. It's not an item that you're clamoring, chomping at the bit for, but it just very well may be required to beat the seed, so you have to pick it up. It's pretty much a requirement. The only way you don't pick it up is if you know that it's not required. And you can know that sometimes if you get that hint. Or if you've already picked up the rest of the items.
Yeah, but always good as a safety, just to grab it so you don't forget later.
True. Gets a heart container for that. Has 6 hearts. Ooh, a bomb upgrade for a mere 78 rupees. Picks it up. It is worth only 3 bombs, but given that it was only cost 78 rupees, it's still a good purchase.
Yeah, about equal in ratio. It's about 3/4 of the price and gets 3/4 of the value.
Now, for those who don't know, the bomb upgrade can cost anywhere between 75 and 125 rupees, and you can get an increase anywhere from 2 to 6 bombs. So a little bit on the low side, but given the price, it's a good purchase.
And MPainTrain is now in level 1 as well, so we may see these 2 players give each other a high five.
We have discovered the second item in level 1. Myria has picked up the red candle, which is a nice pickup because you can shoot as many flames out of that candle on one screen as you want. But it is one of those items that does lose its value the later you find it in a seed, because most people will avoid it if they find it much later.
Yeah, it's a nice small boost to your offensive options, but especially if you're using Select Swap, it's just another spot in your inventory to have to cycle through. Slows you down a little bit without too much benefit.
True, but given that Myria had blue candle, it won't affect her in terms of the amount of items she has to scroll through.
That is true. MPainTrain about to discover the raft.
And right now, we have Myria heading back into level 8, finding the diamond staircase. We don't know any of the items in level 8 yet. We may be about to, but nope, it's just another path. Ooh, trapped in this room, but again, lucky it's just keys. Finds a useless key. Having the magical key, it's a moot point, so we're going to have to head north from this point.
Yeah, and much worse if you get locked in with something you can't kill, like a Goma or a Dig Dogger. Just frustrating.
Yeah, those are the worst in this scenario. Of course, Wizrobes ain't any fun either. And this is the Dark Nut Gibdo set. Not the worst set in the world, but certainly not the greatest set to have for level 8.
Yeah, at this point, 6 hearts, no ring. It's not a set I'd want to have to fight a lot either. And in level 8, it's a lot of rooms. It's a difficult dungeon. Definitely not an enemy set. Favorable.
You're going to take this 4-headed Gleeok on with the white sword. Shouldn't have too much trouble with this fight. Just has one more head to take care of. Still has 3 hearts left. Got to be careful. Down to 1 heart. Oh, what a clutch kill for Myria.
Ooh, that was very close, and you can see how those Gleeok fights can go sour very quickly, especially with that many heads floating around, shooting at you all over the place. And then does get locked in with a Goma.
Of course, the good news is now that she's defeated that Gleeok, she doesn't have to worry about it again.
Yep, flagged as a boss, so gone for good.
Now we see that MPainTrain is also in level 3, so he'll discover the good news of that magical key. Ooh, the compass right here on the ground by itself, so now Myria's going to find out the location of the Triforce. Again, going to be looking for the 2 items as well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks to be off in one of those side rooms on the right side of the dungeon. Good find, because you might not check those until late, just because they are out of the way. Actually, that may be that room with the Goma. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll check that out in a moment. Now, ooh, we're going to try to do the wall clip, but the blue Dark Nuts are... Ooh, nice strategy there to stay away from him. One of the items... Oh my goodness, the ladder!
That's huge. That's a bit of a difficult room to fight in. It was smart there staying on the block, but definitely a good pickup, because we know that at least one dungeon is fully ladder blocked.
Indeed, and yeah, that ladder clip or that block clip that you were mentioning, yeah, doing the block clip and staying on the block to attack those Dark Nuts so that she wouldn't take any damage. Very good play on her part.
Another Gleeok in this dungeon, this one with 3 heads.
And another Goma. And that room to the north is blocked. Now, there's a staircase here. Potentially, it could be the second item. Let's find out. I'm going to tickle these Dark Nuts first. Meanwhile, MPainTrain has found the corridor staircase where he'll be happy to see that magical key. And the other item, my goodness, the bow in level 8 with the ladder.
So yeah, very important dungeon to clear. But now does not have to worry about being able to kill Ganon. Has the bow, has the silver arrows, has the ladder, has to feel like she's in really good shape at this point.
I'd say at this point, Myria has everything she needs to complete this game. Again, though, we have not discovered level 5 yet, so there's still that sliver of a chance she may need something else.
Yeah, it could be under the level 7 link.
Potentially, it could be in a power bracelet spot. You just never know. It could be in one of the raft spots. You just never know.
MPainTrain making good use of the red candle to fight the gorillas here in the desert room.
Absolutely. And now he's in the oh shoot room, and he's going to be happy to find that the Triforce is here. Down to 1.5 hearts. Got to be careful with those blue gorillas with no mail or no ring. And
yeah, definitely low on resources at this point. Just 4 hearts. Does have full money, but hasn't gone to buy the blue ring, so probably doesn't know where it is.
Myria taking advantage of the trick to respawn different enemies.
Yeah, this is not a good room to navigate, especially at low health.
Yeah, even though the Triforce is there all by itself, yeah, not the easiest of rooms to navigate. That spiral staircase, gonna have to earn it.
Yeah, she could take out that Pole's voice, though, with her bow. Probably isn't thinking about it at the moment.
That is true, because arrows against Pole's voices are one-hit kills. Now she's got the arrow out. Take out that Pole's voice, pick up the Triforce in level 8. Mission accomplished there. She's got half the Triforces she needs now.
But I think more importantly is getting the bow and the ladder out of there. That will make traversing the rest of the levels much easier.
Absolutely, Core Zero. That's going to give her a nice lead right now in this race. However, right now, Core Zero is in that same level 8.
Yeah, MPainTrain will find the bow and the ladder hopefully here soon, but has less hearts than Myria did, and this wasn't an easy dungeon.
No, it
even
wasn't.
though it's not a Wizrobe set, so hopefully we'll be able to make it through without too much trouble, but I wouldn't want to be doing this with just 4 hearts.
Well, MPainTrain is in the Triforce room, and he just got bodied by those dart nuts.
Yeah, we saw Myria being very careful in that room for good reason.
Myria going to check out the raft location on the eastern side of Hyrule, and is going to find that there is a secret there. It's going to be worth just 6 rupees.
Not great value for time, but again, could be worse.
Yeah, she could have lost rupees there. So now she's going to check out that magical wand coastal item. Let's see if she goes ahead and picks that up. And, yes, she does. But, ooh, that Zola had something to say before she picked it up.
Looks like she's going to world wrap afterwards as well.
Well, not world wrap, just one screen to left. The world wrap only works on the western side of Hyrule.
Yeah. But that is a cave that's a little bit of a pain to get to out there. Out kind of set aside, so good way to clear that out.
And now MPainTrain has found the good news, the ladder here in level 8, so he's going to be happy about that.
Yep, big find there. Decides to up A now. Oh, and is leaving. Yeah.
Well, he is pretty underpowered for level 8, so I can see that being a plausible move. He's going to come back to level 8 later.
Yeah, and with the ladder, still makes going into other levels and clearing them a bit easier, so it is a bit of a loss of time, but like you said, with the low number of hearts, it's a reasonable decision.
Yeah, I don't question that decision at all. I mean, yes, you do lose some time on that, but knowing that you were ladder blocked in some of those letters, I do agree with this move. Plus, he can pick up that magical wand.
Yep, and does so.
Myria finds a bonus cave where vanilla money-making game is, picks up the heart container, has 7 hearts. MPainTrain going to find that same 6 rupee secret. He's going to avoid it considering he's topped out at 255 rupees. Yep. Goes ahead and, no, I thought he was going to up an A. No. Does avoid the rupees. Good move. Doesn't need them.
Unfortunately, with being such an out-of-the-way spot, not likely you'd come back later unless you were really desperate for money. So just
Yeah.
kind of wasted rupees there.
Definitely. And little does he know it's a small secret. Speaking of secrets, finds another secret behind that rock, so I'm going to avoid that one too.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking it would be nice to replace those secrets with rings so that he could dump off some of these rupees that he's got.
Myria has found the secret in Vanilla Level 5, that 40 rupee secret that we saw earlier, so that'll give her 172 rupees, closing in on Blue Ring territory. However, one thing she should note is she has been spending a lot of money on shooting those arrows, so maybe she's not going for Blue Ring.
Yeah, may decide that it's not as important at 7 hearts at this point. Sometimes you just decide that it's not worth waiting on. But I would be saving up for it, but maybe not too worried about spending a few rupees here and there just to make things go a little faster.
And now MPainTrain has confirmed for us that this seed is not raft required. There was a money-making game behind the other raft spot.
So yeah, not a whole lot of value there, 6 rupees in a money-making game. But again, you never know until you check.
And Myria is going to learn the same thing as she, too, goes into the Vanilla Level 4 rafting spot and is just going to find that money-making game, just going to up an A. Don't blame her for that.
MPainTrain is into level 4 and will be happy to find that he can get to the Triforce with the ladder he just acquired.
Yep, able to pick that up, tying up the score in the Triforce department. I would imagine he's going to go back into level 4 to see what that item's going to be. He's thinking about it. Maybe he's going to go somewhere else.
Probably taking stock of his tracker or whatever notes he's taken just to see what he still needs. But does go back in. Smart decision, I think.
Ooh, and Myria's just been taken out by those Lionels.
Yeah, and right near the fairy lake too. That kind of always hurts. You know you could have prevented it.
And we have discovered that level 4 is the not very pleasant Wizrobe Pancake Dungeon.
Yep, there are always pancakes in level 4, at least if you're playing Vanilla Zelda 1, but no Wizrobes. Unfortunately, in the randomizer, we're not so nice.
That's right. In the randomizer, whenever there's Wizrobes, or in this case, whenever there's pancakes, there's Wizrobes. And now Myria's in that same level 4 and is going to pick up the Triforce. That's her 5th one. We'll see if she goes back into level 4, but considering everything we know so far, maybe she doesn't go back. But again, level 5 has still not been discovered. She's going to go back into level 4. No, she's not.
Yeah, she decides to leave. Yeah, at this point, you start making those decisions that can change a race. Do I search for the items, or do I bank on the fact that I haven't explored everywhere yet and still might find that one level that I'm missing?
That is true. A heart container's been picked up. And that is 5 hearts for MPainTrain here in level 4. But he's going to have to take out these orange Rizos if he wants to progress any further. That's a shutter block.
And we know that 5 hearts is enough for the white sword if he makes it over there. But again, has died on that screen 3 or 4 times. So may not make it back.
Now Myria making her way towards level 6. So she'll find the power bracelet there and the Triforce. Ooh, out of the frying pan and into the fire, a four-headed Gleeok room followed by a manhandla and more Wizrobes.
That is an unpleasant level 4, and yeah, it takes a magic shot to the face.
That cannot feel good. Myria has discovered the power bracelet in level 6. She's going to go ahead and pick that up. Why not? Because you just never know.
Yep, she still does not know the location of level 5. None of us do at the moment. So definitely a smart pickup.
Now she finds the staircase that will take her to another part of level 6 in her quest for the Triforce. And now we see that MPainTrain is picking up the red potion. He's got 255 rupees, so you might as well.
Yeah, I have to imagine there's a little bit of concern with the low number of hearts and just taking some unfortunate deaths, wanting to avoid that. So takes that as a safety where you can't find the blue ring at the moment.
Well, MPainTrain is making his way back toward those Armo statues, and he's going to be happy to find what's behind there.
Yeah, finally getting the white sword here at about 52 minutes.
Yep, so that should make going back to those previous levels much easier for him.
Yeah, definitely a relief to find that, I'm sure.
Hey, the Triforce pickup in the NSU room for Myria. That is Triforce number 6. Just 2 more left to go.
Unfortunately, the only dungeon she knows the location of at this point is the massive level 7.
Yes, indeed, Core Zero. 33 rooms of nightmare, pure chaos. You just never know what kind of perils are going to be found in that level.
Yeah, even in Vanilla Zelda 1, it's a Guerrilla set, it's an easy enemy set, but it's just so big that it's a kind of a battle of attrition to get through it.
Myria has discovered the big 97 rupee secret there, so now her wallet is topped out at 255 rupees, so if she can find a blue ring shop, I'm sure she'll buy a blue ring at that point.
Yeah, and I believe she does know the location of one, but it is all the way on the other side of the map, so probably wants to explore up here before making her way back over into the Green Forest.
Speaking of blue ring shops, Myria has found it. Yep, 239 rupees is the cost, so now her defense is been increased, doubled her defense, so the damage she takes is now 1/2.
Yep, doesn't have to walk all the way over. That's a good find. Good timing as well.
Hey, I think we might have found level 5.
I think so. And it was just under a regular bombable spot up here in the Death Mountain area, so we find out that none of the other items are required.
Ooh, but level 5 potentially could be bait blocked. We'll see.
And if it is, hopefully our racers took note of all those bait spots we found earlier.
Just find some Maldorms here in this room on the far west. Gonna take them out. This, I believe, is a drop room. Gets 5 rupees, another 5 rupees in the process.
Myria about to discover level 5 herself.
Ooh, and now we find MPainTrain in the T room. Gonna have to do that difficult ladder clip. Not the easiest trick to do in the world, because you gotta get through 2 body lengths to make it across.
Yeah, definitely one you want to practice if you're gonna make use of it. It is a little bit tricky. You can't use the sword to buffer it like you can if it's a block, so you have to get that 1 frame tap just perfectly, and it isn't easy.
Yep, and he does just that, so bomb his way to the east now. And it looks like now that area is not bait block. There is a workaround.
So that's good news for our racers. They don't have to worry about that. And it does look like they won't need any of those additional items. Although it is possible we could see a Dig Dogger blocking the Triforce here in 5 or in 7.
Yep, that is true, so we'll be keeping our eyes out for that. MPainTrain has found the Diamond Staircase again. That was just a path to another part of the dungeon. It's going to take it this time. And Myria right behind him.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where it eliminates what the other room you're looking for is, so that way when you run across, there's 2 diamond staircases in the single block room. You know what you're looking for.
Yep, in this case, looking for the other diamond staircase. That troll community hint, the silver to kill the beast lies somewhere, but they already know where the silver is, so who cares?
Yeah, I probably still would have liked a useful hint, but at least they don't have to have that extra anger of that teasing them. They know exactly where it is.
Well, the Triforce is not Dig Dogger block. There's the Triforce right there.
But Myriachan just discovered that the dungeon is cut in half by an unbombable wall, so you do have to take the staircase to explore the entire thing. MPainTrain finds another heart container. Sure, he's happy about that. Still sitting at just 7 at this point.
Mary's got 8 hearts to her name, so neither of them in position for the mags at this point. They need at least 10 hearts. Well, MPainTrain taking out his frustrations on the old man. I think he was hoping for a hint to find something else, but instead it's just another community hint. He uses the wand to zap that old man.
But he just stands there and takes it, so sometimes you just have to let it out.
MPainTrain can't wait to bomb some Dodongos, but he's down to just 1 bomb. He's got to execute this perfectly. He's trying to farm for some extra bombs, and success! He does it, so he's got 4 bombs.
Yeah, that was a smart play. This is a good room for that. Kind of keeps the Dodongos on one path rather than turning at the last moment.
However, that triple bar room can be what someone called a triple lemon room because they were doing a slot machine reference. We had lots of dark nuts in that room, and they can corner you very quickly if you're not careful.
Yeah, that's not something you want to find in that room. So Myriachan chose to leave level 5, I believe without the item. knowing that it's not required to complete the seed.
That is true. Yep, the item in level 5 is not required to complete the seed, and the Triforce in level 5 has been picked up by MPainTrain. That gives him 5 to Myria's 7. However, MPainTrain is going to go back into level 5. Because remember, he doesn't have the bow yet, so he doesn't know where that bow is. Little does he know that bow's back in level 8.
Yeah, and this is where having that sort of knowledge really comes in handy. It saves you time, prevents you from exploring things you don't need to. Though there might be the red ring in here would be a great find for him still sitting without a blue ring, without any sort of defense.
Yeah, and that really can come into play in level 9. No feat of strength will save the princess, which means, of course, and we knew that already, power bracelet not required for this seed.
Yeah, would have been a good hint about, a half an hour ago.
Agreed. Nice block clip there past those orange dark nuts to get back to that staircase to go to another part of the level, but it doesn't really take her very far.
Yeah, sometimes those staircases just like to troll you. The nature of the randomizer.
Absolutely. All right, we're now 62 minutes into this race, so I'm now going to give you an update on the items that we have found so far on this race. Level 1 had the raft and the red candle. Level 2 had Lord Banana. Level 3 was the magical key. We don't know the items in levels 4 and 5. Level 6 had the power bracelet. We don't know the item in level 7 yet. Level 8 had the ladder and the bow. The Armos statue item was the silver arrow, and the ladder item on the coast was the magic wand.
So the big item yet to find for both of our racers is the red ring, would be the biggest benefit. Of course, out there still sitting is the magic boomerang, aka the inferior model, the book, things they would not like so much to find.
And of course, the heart container as well is another one that's still in play. Also not discovered the location of the recorder, but again, recorder not required unless somehow, well, it's not required for sure because Myria just picked up the Triforce in level 7. That's her final one, so she can head for level 9. Ooh, and meanwhile, MPainTrain is discovered he's 36 rupees short of a blue ring.
Finally finds it after he chose to spend some money. That's another just little hit there, the game kind of mocking you.
It's because the game knows, Core Zero, it just loves to troll you.
It really does.
And here's a bonus cave discovery for MPainTrain. Going to pick up the heart container, giving him 8. Myria's going to go ahead and purchase the potion. She buys the red potion so she can now refill her health twice going into level 9 as we see that MPainTrain is now in level 7.
Yep, and discovers that the book is ladder blocked, not the most useful hint in the world at this point. But yeah, I have to agree with Miri's decision. 9 hearts, blue ring going into level 9. It could be a long dungeon. I would want some extra insurance there, so
Myria is a good player, so yep. She knows her abilities, and she thinks she can take it on with White Sword and Blue Ring. But yep, that means every time she gets Hyrule Driver, she's going to lose 2 hearts. Got to be careful.
And it will take 8 hits to kill Ganon with the White Sword. So a bit of a fight, but not as bad as if you were stuck with the Wood Sword and had to do 16 hits.
And if you had no ring either, I mean, I know some runners do run low percent, but I'm telling you, that category is not for the faint of heart.
Absolutely not.
And yeah, potentially we could find a red ring in level 9 if this does prove to be a very trolly level 9, where you got to find that all-important magical staircase to get to either Ganon and or Zelda.
Yeah, we've not seen too many really short level 9s in the tournament. We've seen players having to explore a good portion of the dungeon most of the time, so safe to expect that we'll be seeing quite a bit of this dungeon.
If the shutter door does not open after defeating this blue dungeon, she'll have found Zelda. That door did not open! That is where Zelda is, Core Zero. What a find for Myria.
It's a great find early on. Of course, still has to find Ganon, but we'll have that little hint of hearing his roar if she is 1 tile away from him.
Gotta be careful of these blue land moles. They move really fast. They can take a good amount of health away.
Besides to stay on the ladder, which I think is a good decision because they can't follow you there.
Yep, and there is a second path to get to Zelda's room because that shutter door did not open either, and there's a third way to get to Zelda, it looks like. Myria's gonna bomb north of Ganon's regular room and find a Patra. That is true. Since she has the Zelda sprite, she's not looking for Zelda. She's actually looking for Link. That is true. Yep. So there's 3 ways to get to Link. So all Myria's got to do is find Ganon, and she can go ahead and rescue Link.
Yeah, apparently he's not quite as good at hide and seek as Zelda is.
Yep. He's going to have to take a few more lessons from the Master Princess in order to get better at this game. Because, yeah, Myria made quick work of finding Link. So Ganon is the winner of this hide and seek contest.
Meanwhile, MPainTrain working through level 7, a little bit low on health against some dangerous enemies, so have to keep an eye out on how he does there.
Yeah, with no ring, got to be careful of those Gibdos. He's going to lose 2 hearts for each bodying. So yeah, Myria hoping to hear the roar of Ganon very soon, but is in a difficult room full of blue Wizrobes and pancakes, especially in that island room like that.
Yeah, there's lots of really dangerous rooms in level 9, and then top it off, it is a Wizrobe set guaranteed. So just a pain. It really is. I view it as a battle of attrition. You're always going to be losing health when you go through rooms, so you just have to hope that you don't have to spend too long in here.
Now we have discovered the level 7 item.
Yeah, it's the recorder. Unfortunately, we know that is not required. It's good for a little bit of quick transportation, but otherwise of no benefit to MPainTrain.
Nice clock and fairy pickup in that room, going back to 6.5 hearts. But he's going to have to deal with these Wizrobes here in the tea room. Not the greatest of rooms to deal with Wizrobes, and my goodness, this is tough, and already down to 2.5 hearts.
Yeah, and has already used one potion and has yet to fight Ganon, so wants to conserve that, but these are difficult fights.
Is able to manage her way through this room, though, and is going to bomb her way to the left to find a spiral staircase guarded by a Patra. No thanks.
So even though Zelda was easy to find here in level 9, there's been some really difficult encounter rooms thus far with Wizrobes and that Patra. Definitely fights you don't want to have if you can avoid them.
Look out, Myria down to just 1 heart. Tries to bomb south, doesn't work. Gonna try to bomb west, doesn't work, and is going to... It does work, but is going to drink her final potion, so now she's out of potion for level 9. She'd have to buy more if she wanted more. But she's only got 19 rupees. That's a factor. However, it might be a moot point as she has found Ganon.
Alright, let's see how this fight goes. Easy room to fight in.
Just took a high roll driver there, but has got the stun lock down on Ganon. Gets 4 hits, needs 4 more hits.
Yeah, good stun lock, but he managed to get away.
She's down to 4 hearts, 3.5 now. Ganon doing a good job dodging. Down to 2.5 hearts now. There's 5, 6, 7. Gets the stun lock and defeats Ganon with 2 hearts to spare. Boy, she was lucky. 1 high roll driver, that would have been it.
That was a clutch finish, and now just has to make her way back to Zelda. But again, only 2 hearts. There is a bit of a risk of getting hit. Ooh, takes the trap.
That is true, but again, she knows where Zelda is. It's in a pretty reasonable spot, so this race is pretty much going to be over with.
Yeah,
just up an A, yep. Just going to go back to the past. She knows where to get to Zelda, so this is going to do it.
Yep, just a nice stroll over to Link's room.
Indeed. So we're not used to calling it Link's room because not many players do play with the Zelda sprite. But yep, she's about to rescue Link in just a bit. In fact, right now, here she goes up into the room. It was in the shoot room, and Myria has rescued Link and has won this race. She's going to be moving on to the next round to face off against RC Drone. Congratulations, Myria.
Yep, an official time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 48 seconds.
Very good time for her. Excellent time. So she'll be moving on to the next round. Great race for her. And we have Myriachan in the commentator's booth with us. Myria, congratulations on your victory. Well played.
Oh, here we go.
Ah, there you are, Myria. Myria, congratulations on a well-played race. You are moving on to the next round. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So give us your thoughts about this seed. This was one of those seeds where everything pretty much just fell into place. Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting a lot more trolling than there was going to be. Like, I was expecting to have to, like, dig pretty hard for silver arrows and such at the beginning there, but then, oh no, they're just right there standing in front of me. Of course, I forgot I had the silver arrows and then bought the regular arrows anyway.
Yeah, you went into there with a blue ring and the white sword. By the way, we still don't know the location of the red ring because we don't know what the item in level 4 is. We don't know the item in level 5 is, so it's possible it might have been in one of those. Of course, having everything you needed, you just went ahead, you were able to get the rupees, bought the blue ring, and level 9 treated you pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, a lot less of level 9 I had to explore than usual. I mean, I found Zelda really quickly, and then I was just walking around and found Ganon. I explored maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of level 9.
It's funny, Mary, we were both calling Link Zelda because we're so used to seeing Link going through level 9. But yeah, you have the Zelda sprite, so you actually found Link.
Yeah, I was just so used. All of us runners are so used to that. I mean, we call Ganon, even when we're playing an enemy sprite, we call Ganon, even though it's Zelda.
Yeah, the only reason why I remember calling Ganon Zelda is because I have the Zelda hug emote. Because that's my version. That's my version of the Hyrule Driver.
Yeah, I was also really surprised that the recorder wasn't required. Like, I kept seeing all these dig doggers everywhere, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna need the recorder, and I have no idea where it is. And it just never happened.
Yeah, none of those items were required, and just for your information, the recorder happened to be the item in level 7.
Oh, that would have been fun if it were required. Everyone's favorite level 7.
Yeah, 33 rooms of pure chaos. Yeah, that's never fun. We've seen easy level 7s, but more often than not, level 7 is just a nightmare to complete. I don't care if it's vanilla Zelda 1 or the randomizer, it's just brutal.
Yeah. At least this one, I think it was Dark Knights instead of the usual Robes.
Yeah, no one likes Wizrobe laden level 7s. I can hear you there, Myriachan, man. So, you got any questions for Myriachan Zero?
Well, I was just thinking about level 5. It took both you and MPainTrain quite a long time to find level 5. Were you thinking about potentially going back into any dungeons, looking for items, or were you just thinking you hadn't explored up there yet? What was kind of your thought process as you were getting late and still hadn't found level 5?
So, at that point, I had the power bracelet, so the only thing that was, and the ramp, so the only thing that was blocked was the recorder spot, and I had like 2 more power bracelet spots to check. So I wasn't too worried about finding level 5 at that point. I would have been really worried if level 5 happened to be under the lake.
Now, MPainTrain right now, we're seeing him finishing up this race, is in an interesting situation. He's only discovered one of the 2 items in level 8. He does not have the Triforce in level 8. He's opted to go back into level 5 to look for the item instead. Yes, little does he know that the bow that he needs is going to be in level 8.
Yeah, I'm glad I went and got both items in 8. I typically do that for level 1 and 8. They seem to be pretty good treasure troves. Well, at least one of them in a given seed. This one, it was pretty awesome. It was a ladder and a bow.
Yeah, definitely a treasure trove of items in level 8, so we're going to see how MPainTrain does in level 5, because then we'll finally discover what that item is, because again, we don't know the item in level 4 or 5, and you got through level 9 so quickly, you didn't find any of the staircases for the items there either, so it's going to be a mystery to all of us.
Yeah, that was a very unusual level 9 that no staircases at all were required. Like, I didn't go down any staircases.
That is very rare indeed. I don't know how many level 9s I've seen. That might be the first level 9 I've ever seen where there were no magical staircases for either Ganon or Link. Because I love to mention how Zelda is a very good hide-and-seek player in level 9 randomizers, but in this case, Link needs some more training from Zelda.
Yeah, that was just pretty rare. I don't know, I just suddenly heard Ganon and I was like, okay. I tried to go up because I thought that's where it was, and yeah.
Although, to be fair, Ganon didn't do too much better than Link did in that game, because you found Ganon not too long after you found all the ways to get to Link.
Yep. Level 9, I was like really worried because I was out of potions. I was down to like 2 hearts against Ganon, and I was like, am I going to die here? I don't want to have to come all the way back here.
Yeah, we've seen some very tense Ganon fights where both of you 1 hit away from being knocked out. Fortunately for you, you didn't suffer that Hyrule Driver and then that stun lock you got on him, very clutch for you.
Yep. It's just my usual strategies, try and stun lock him. I'm not that great at it, but I mean, I can do it.
That's right. He's in level 4. I'm thinking of the wrong map. The maps on level 4 and 5 are similar, but level 5 is that lizard, and the face is in reverse looks. Now we're going to find the item in level 4. Oh, he's not happy about it. It's just a hard container. He's going to go ahead and pick it up because he may be able to pick up mags, since that'll give him 11 hearts.
I think I finished the game with 9 hearts. Like, mags is never in play for me.
Yeah, that was an impressive run through 9. You only had 9 hearts, the blue ring, a little bit low on defense there, but you still managed to get through. Were you nervous about that at all, or do you feel pretty confident going through level 9 with that sort of ability?
Again, it is nervous without the red ring, and certainly without the many hearts. And I've done it before. I've done that sort of seed all the time because I'm used to. Red ring is in level 9, but yeah, it's definitely scary, and I'm always worried that I'm gonna just.
Right now, there's a 2 out of 3 chance that red ring was in level 9 because the only items we don't know are level 5, which is where MPainTrain is in right now, and of course none of the items in level 9. So if he does find the item in level 5, then we'll know what for sure was in level 9.
Yeah. It looks like he's explored every room but 1 here, so that pretty much means that's where the item is.
Yep, indeed.
He explored a lot more 5 than I did.
And all he needed to do was go north of that staircase room, because here's the item. It is inferior model.
Oh, lovely. So, red ring in level 9 then?
Confirmed, yes.
Yeah, so it would have been the red ring and the book in level 9.
Yep, that is correct, Core Zero.
After I spent the money on those arrows, I was so worried that I would not have enough money for the blue ring, and that would have made level 9 really, really terrible for me.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we saw you pick up those wooden arrows after the silver arrows, and we were kind of baffled ourselves.
I simply forgot that I had the silver arrows. I mean, that's my typical strategy. Is I'm going to be buying the wood arrows the first chance I get because it might be required, and I just didn't think, oh, I already have that.
We just got word MPainTrain has waved the white flag, so his race is now over because he must now know that the arrows were in level 8, and considering where he is in status, yep, he's just decided no mas.
That's here, but it was a good game. I like the seed.
That was a really good game indeed. So we'll have MPainTrain in the commentator's booth shortly, perhaps.
Getting into this, I thought I was going to lose, but I guess I didn't.
Yep, so that means your next opponent, Myria, is going to be RC Drone. So give us a little insight on what you're looking forward to in that matchup.
I have not seen RC Drone play that much, but she's in the tournament. He's actually done pretty well, so I forget who he beat in the first round.
I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah, he beat Parwa. I mean, he had an upset against Parwa. I mean, he's kind of scary in that regard for me because
yeah, that was the closest race.
Oh yeah, I can see it on the chart now. It's like a minute off or something like that. 90 seconds.
32 seconds. And that was the closest race in the first round, but the closest race so far we've had was the Pierpont Lemkin Putz 12 race in the second round. Difference was 26 seconds. So far, that's been the closest race.
Wow. It's interesting. A lot of these races they're wildly different, like this one, and then some races are just really close and really intense to watch. It's more fun for the viewers, but I'm sure that's like really nerve-wracking for the racers.
Absolutely. And now we do have MPainTrain in the commentator's booth with us. MPainTrain, thank you very much for your time for the interview. That was a tough scene, huh?
Yeah. I don't even know where I went fully wrong, other than I spent too much time in the beginning going after that Armos spot, which I wasn't even going to be able to pick up, and finally gave up on it. But Mira just had a really good run, because I don't know how she did so well in that, seeing I had such a hard time finding the bow. That took forever.
The bow ended up being the second item in level 8, which, as we see in the indicator, has a Triforce that you haven't picked up.
Correct. I think I was actually ladder blocked when I went into 8, I think.
That is correct. Yeah, when you went to level 8, you were able to get one of the items, but you had to get out of there. And then the ladder was the other item in level 8. So, yeah, you picked up the ladder. Were you blocked by something else?
Oh, you know what? I think I had wood sword and 4 hearts. And I think
that's right. Yes, that's right. You were in a position where you didn't have much of a chance in a dungeon like level 8, so you decided to come back in there after you had more hearts and perhaps a better sword, right?
Yep.
I call that being difficulty blocked.
That's a good thing to call it, Maria. Yeah, I like the difficulty block, because, yeah, you could have 3 hearts or 4 hearts into level 8 and have it be a Wizrobe-laden dungeon, just wood sword. Yeah, that's just torture.
Yeah, and it took me forever to find the wood sword. I don't even remember where the heck it was. I think it was out in the graveyard area. I don't remember.
Yeah, wood sword was next to the Armo statue silver arrows in the Death Mountain graveyard area. That's correct.
Okay. So it was just a rough seed. I finally figured out, after finding the banana and then scrap metal, that it was the only remaining item that I could find was the bow in 8, and at that point I already knew that the race was long over, and I wasn't having fun anymore, so I just decided to call it there.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's tough when you see those decisions that you make just aren't panning out, and in a lot of cases that's all what it is. It's just the luck of the decisions you make, and having to lead 8 early ended up costing you there as you went through the other levels, not finding what you were looking for.
Checking the raft spots probably didn't help either, seeing it was a money-making game and a rupee, which I didn't even pick up because I was full at that point, so that was some wasted time too, but that was only like, I don't know, 20 seconds.
I got both the raft spots as well, because I couldn't find level 5.
Yeah, level 5 was out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, granted, there was a road right there, but still.
Yeah, level 5 was hiding from both of you for quite a long time. So I was thinking at that point that maybe you were both wondering if you'd need to search under the level 7 lake or in those power bracelet spots.
Well, I had already searched 3 of them before I found 5.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was worried the whole time that it was under the lake, and unlike you and MPainTrain, I didn't have the recorder, so I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Where the heck is that? And I had like 3 dungeons I hadn't gotten the item from.
I think I got the recorder after you ended, though. I didn't have it for long, I don't think. Because I think I went back into 7 looking for the bow. I can't remember anymore. I'm trying to black this seed out.
You trying not to remember it?
Correct.
Yeah, you did re-enter several levels looking for items, which, you know, that's not a bad decision necessarily when you are looking for key items like the bow. But it is tough when you do that and you spend a lot of time and then you end up finding the recorder or boomerangs, things like that. It's a disappointment.
Yeah, both items I found when I went back into 4 and then 5 were both of the boomerangs in the order you find them in the vanilla game, so that was kind of aggravating. And I think that's when I found the magical one, I was like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, it's all about taking those gambles, and if you have picking the wrong dungeons, and we have seen that happen in some of the seeds where, you know, you get down to the dungeons, you need a key item, as you know, particularly the silver arrows, you're getting down to like 7, 8, and do I search level 9, do I search level 7 and 8? You get down to those dungeons where you got to make the call, but if you make the wrong call, yeah, you'll end up fighting items like that, and unfortunately that just happened to be the situation for you, I'm afraid, this time, MPainTrain.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, it's happened to a lot of people, and I mean, you just pick it up and learn and go from there. Get better.
Yeah, so unfortunately that was your second loss. So what are some things you learned when in this Zelda 1 randomizer tournament, this first one that we've held, MPainTrain?
Well, this is my first time doing anything like this, and I'm still pretty new, so I learned quite a bit. I definitely didn't screw up and mismark any of my dungeons like I did in my first race, which ended up costing me dearly because I went into the wrong one and spent 10 minutes in that one. So I learned from that right away. I don't know, just I should have gone back to 8 a lot sooner to get the Triforce, but at that point it wasn't going to matter anyways. Because I don't think I was really equipped to handle it. So I did a pretty good job of learning when I knew I couldn't handle a dungeon. I need to do better at learning when I should go back into them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just keep on practicing. I mean, you'll get the hang of it, and who knows, if we have another Zelda 1 randomizer tournament, maybe we'll see you then.
Maybe.
All right, Corsair, any other questions?
Not for me.
All right, I think that should about